Good morning, Hope Unitarian Church.
Good morning.
It is wonderful to see everybody today. How y'all doing?
Good.
How about you on the front row there? How you doing? I was looking right at you, bud. I already knew. I am so excited everyone is here with us today, and it looks like we have a lot of visitors in the service this morning. And one of the things I always love to say about visitors is, did you have something to say?
Yeah.
Let me see. Well, thank you very much.
There's
I
your
appreciate
script.
that. Got it. What I always love to say about Unitarians and Unitarian Universalists is that the goal of Unitarianism is to build a better world, and we do that through working together. So one of the things you may not hear is a clear theological statement about what each and every one of us believe, or a creed. What you will hear is that the people here are interested in spirituality and explore that responsibly on their own and with each other, and we do it in a bunch of different ways. Often from the pulpit, you'll hear things about science, you'll hear things about the Bible, you'll hear things about Buddhism, you'll hear things about just base psychology, and you'll hear a lot of stuff out there that just you may not hear in other places. So that's that's how I think about Unitarian Universalism. We are focused on what we can do to make the world better together. I want to introduce a special member this morning that is new, and that is Echo. Echo is the new service animal that's being trained by Kathy. So you will see a lot of Echo in the next coming weeks and months and years, maybe. And we like to let everybody know that you don't pet a service dog when you see a service dog. You always ask first. Okay? And if you do have some issue with dogs because of past fear or allergy, Kathy has said just let her know and she will not bring the dog around you. But I wanted to make sure we had the chance to introduce Echo this morning. Having said all that, I welcome you to this special service for Mother's Day. It is our annual flower communion, and you'll hear more about that later. But instead of just doing a whole lot of talking, why don't we stand up together and sing our hymn of gathering? We are here
together in this holy moment, and we're grateful for the winding road that brought us to this place, and we're grateful for the winding that brought us to this place.
So at this time, let's say our chalice lighting together.
We gather as a community of spiritual seekers, always ready to awaken each other's curiosity in this beautiful, challenging, and complex world. May we enter our worship today with open minds, warm hearts, and spirits entranced with possibility of healing, of hope, of transformation, of justice. Come, let us worship.
You may be seated. The invocation today is called A Mother's Day for All. To all the mothers who cared for us, we thank you. To all the mothers who through loss continue to traverse a painful world day to day, we thank you. To all the single fathers who had to pull double duty, we thank you. To all the aunties and grandmas who stepped up into motherhood because of need, we thank you. To all the LGBTQ couples who struggled for years to adopt, we thank you. To all the gay couples that fulfill both roles, we thank you. To all the non-binary parents who don't match the stereotypes, we thank you. This Mother's Day, let us remember that binaries don't raise our children. People do, and people don't always fit into a simple paradigm. Let's say our covenant together. Love is the spirit of this church,
and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
At this time, I would again invite you to rise and body your spirit as you feel called, and we will sing hymn number 61. Seated.
Did you answer? Welcome to Hope. Good morning. And happy Mother's Day. And Larry, it's just weird to see you sitting there instead of over there. What's that all about?
It's a women's course.
Oh, I just now noticed. Okay, now I get it. My name is James Donovan, and I have a few announcements for you this morning. The annual meeting of our congregation will be next Sunday, May 17th at 12:15-ish. Following the service, all voting members are encouraged to attend. If you're wondering if you're a voting member, our secretary isn't here this morning, but just ask Rebecca. Everybody asks her everything else. You might as well ask Rebecca over here. So at this meeting, we will approve the budget for the upcoming church year, elect officers and trustees, discuss and vote on bylaws changes, and conduct other official church business. If you have any questions about the annual report, please reach out to any Board of Trustees members. And all members should have received the annual report. This is reports from all the committees and programs here at the church. You should have, if you're a voting member, you should have received that in email. If you prefer to have a printed copy, you can find one out here, right outside the door, going into the fellowship hall. Also, at 10 a.m. next Sunday, the Board of Trustees will present a preview of the annual meeting. If you want to have lunch, a sack lunch, this is your last chance to sign up and choose what kind of sandwich you get. You can find a sign-up sheet out there. I don't think it's going to be near the cookies, but just ask me if you see me, and I'll tell you where it is. I want to mention that we have our generosity recipient, the organization that we're supporting this month with our donations during our offertory, is Emergency Infant Services. And there's a box right over here by Warren. Wave to us, Warren. Oh, Warren. Look at Warren. 92-year-old Warren lifting that box. It does have some stuff in it, like baby wipes, diapers. I noticed it has some toddler shoes in there, so that kind of stuff. Bring some stuff next Sunday, and the box should probably be out in Fellowship Hall next Sunday. I wanted to also mention that on the third Sunday of each month, members of Hope prepare, deliver, and serve a meal to the Day Center for the Homeless. That's happening next Saturday, the 16th. It looks like we have enough people to help with that next week, but you're still welcome to go out there and just write your name on the list in case they need backup. Now, to find out everything that's happening here at Hope and around town, anything that might interest members of Hope, you need to actually receive and actually read our weekly and monthly newsletters that come in email. If you're not receiving that, you need to send a message to hopeuu@hopeuu.org.
Funny thing, we can actually track whether or not you open it.
Yeah, and only 40% of you are opening it.
So we know.
We know. We're watching you.
Judging, apparently.
And Santa Claus is watching, too. I think that's it.
Mothers are many things.
Mothers are strong.
Mothers are funny.
Mothers are loving.
Mothers are silly.
Mothers are wise.
Mothers are peaceful.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. So you guys are lucky. You're going to get a story for all ages 2 weeks in a row. But this time, Justin asked me to give a little introduction to this book. So today, as we gather to honor Mother's Day, we pause to celebrate the many ways love shows up in our lives. Mother's Day is not just about one kind of family or one definition of motherhood. It's about care, nurturing, protection, and the deep commitment to helping another life grow and thrive. This morning, we're going to share a story that beautifully reflects that truth. The book And Tango Makes Three tells the real-life story of two penguins, Roy and Silo, who build a family together in their own unique way. With the help of a caring zookeeper, they are given an egg to nurture, and from that love, a baby penguin named Tango is born. As we listen, I invite you to hold a spirit of curiosity and openness. This story reminds us that families are created in many different ways. And what truly makes a family is not how it begins, but how it is loved into being. On this Mother's Day, may we celebrate all the caregivers, all the nurturers, and all the forms that love can take. Because at the heart of it all, love is what makes a family, and love is always something worth honoring. And Tango Makes Three by Justin Richardson and Peter Parnell. In the middle of New York City, there's a great big park I call Central Park. Children love to play there. It has a toy boat pond where they can sail their boats. It has a carousel to ride on in the summer and an ice rink to skate on in the winter. Best of all, it has its very own zoo. Everyday families of all kinds go to visit the animals that live there. But children and their parents aren't the only families at the zoo. The animals make families of their own. There are red panda bear families with mothers and fathers and furry red panda bear cubs. There are monkey dads and monkey moms raising noisy monkey babies. There are toad families and toucan families and cotton-top tamarin families too. And in the penguin house, there are penguin families. Every year at the same time, the girl penguins start noticing the boy penguins, and the boy penguins start noticing the girls. When the right girl and the right boy find each other, they become a couple. Two penguins in the penguin house were a little bit different. One was named Roy, and the other was named Silo. Roy and Silo were both boys, but they did everything together. They bowed to each other, they sang to each other, and walked together and swam together. Wherever Roy went, Silo went too. They didn't spend much time with the girl penguins, and the girl penguins didn't spend much time with them. Instead, Roy and Silo wound their necks around each other. Their keeper, Mr. Gramsci, noticed the two penguins and thought to himself, they must be in love. Roy and Silo watched how the other penguins made a home. So they built a nest of stones for themselves. Every night, Roy and Silo slept there together, just like the other penguin couples. And every morning, Roy and Silo woke up together, but one day, Roy and Silo saw that other couples could do something they couldn't. The mama penguin would lay an egg. She and the papa penguin would take turns keeping the egg warm until finally it would hatch, and then there would be a baby penguin. Roy and Silo had no egg to sit on and keep warm. They had no baby chick to feed and cuddle and love. Their nest was nice, but it was a little empty. One day, Roy found something that looked like what the other penguins were hatching, and he brought it to their nest. It was only a rock, but Silo carefully sat on it and sat and sat. When Silo got sleepy, he slept. And when Silo was done sleeping and sitting, he swam and Roy sat. Day after day, Silo and Roy sat on the rock, but nothing happened. Then Mr. Ramsey got an idea. He found an egg that needed to be cared for, and he brought it to Roy and Silo's nest. Roy and Silo knew just what to do. They moved the egg to the center of their nest. Every day they turned it. Each side stayed warm. Some days Roy sat while Silo went for food. Other days it was Silo's turn to take care of their egg. They sat in the morning and they sat at night. They sat through lunchtime and swim time and supper. They sat at the beginning of the month and they sat at the end of the month, and they sat all of the days in between. Until one day, they heard a sound coming from inside their egg. Peep, 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 it said. Roy and Silo called back, squawk, squawk. Peep, peep, answered the egg. Suddenly, a tiny hole appeared in the eggshell, and then, crack! Out came their own baby. She had fuzzy white feathers and a funny black beak. Now Roy and Silo were fathers. We'll call her Tango, Mr. Ramsey decided, because it takes two to make a tango. Roy and Silo, Tango, how to sing for them when she was hungry. They fed her food from their beaks. They snuggled her in their nest at night. Tango was the very first penguin in the zoo to have two daddies. Soon, Tango grew strong enough to leave the nest. Roy and Silo took her for a swim, just like all the other penguin families. And all the children who came to the zoo could see Tango and her two fathers playing in the penguin house with other penguins. Hooray, Roy! Hooray, Silo! Welcome, Tango! They cheered. At night, the three penguins returned to their nest. There, they snuggled together, and like all the other penguins in the penguin house, and all the other animals in the zoo, and all the families in the big city around them, they went to sleep.
Grandmothers, they will surely
was going to see if anyone's going to get that before we get started. The flower communion has a long history in the Unitarian and Unitarian Universalist churches. We choose to do it on Mother's Day. At least that's what Tennille told me when I was new. So we continue to do it that way. Okay, good. I wanted to make sure that it wasn't an emergency. And but it's been done in different times with different congregations. I've seen some do it on Easter, some do it on Mother's Day, and some just pick a random day in the spring. But it's usually something done in spring. I think today I want to tell you a little bit about the history of the flower communion in Unitarian Universalism. And to do that, we have to talk about Unitarian minister Norbert Chapek. He was not born a Unitarian. His father was agnostic, but his first stop was the Catholic Church at 10. It was not long before he decided to leave the Catholic Church and become a Baptist. As a Baptist, he founded churches across Europe, Ukraine, and Budapest. However, over time, he became more liberal. Did that happen to anyone else in this room? Over time, as he became more liberal, the authorities started to take notice, and at that time, he was in Germany and decided to leave. It was 1914, and he made his way to New York, where he would continue to work as a Baptist. After joining the church, he decided to preach Unitarianism, and at the end of World War I, he returned to his native Czechoslovakia and lived in a city called Prague. Over the years, in his church, he would have upwards of 3,200 people. Can you imagine trying to fit 3,200 people here? I think we could do it, though. But even though it was much bigger, his church was like ours. It believed in a bunch of different things, and because of this, they didn't have a traditional Christian communion service. However, some people in the church felt like they needed to do something, so they came up with a new special ceremony. It went like this. He would ask everyone in his church to bring a flower. And then he asked them to put the flower in a large vase at the front and invited everyone to take a different flower. This became known as flower communion. Chapek was a visionary minister in more ways than one. He led a church ahead of his time, a bold church that believed in freedom and thought that they could make the world a better place. It was a church that was willing to take risks, to make tough decisions, to bear disappointment, and to build a new way. First, by building a church, and that church could build a new world. Norbert Chapek continued to serve the congregation even as we came into World War II. During World War II, it got very complicated in Czechoslovakia. As the Nazis occupied, he was invited to come to the United States, but decided to stay in Europe, while his wife, Maja, did come to the U.S. to help raise money to support people in Czechoslovakia during the Nazi occupation. Because of his preaching, he and his daughter were arrested by the Gestapo, the Nazi secret police, and taken to Dachau, a concentration camp. It is said that even though starvation and torture, even through starvation and torture, he held the flower ceremony with his fellow prisoners, finding whatever flower they could amongst the weeds of the camp. He was later killed in Dachau. In 1940, his wife, Maja, brought the flower community, what we now call the flower ceremony, what we now call flower communion, to the United States. What we're about to do is not a historical reenactment of something over and done, but an affirmation of our continuity with some generations of struggle for ever-widening liberty. Chapek is theologically our ancestor, and we are living out the work of our ancestors while we do this. This flower ceremony, lovely though it is, isn't a diversion from the ugly reality of our world, but a gentle fierceness which proclaims that in the midst of sinister days there is always the light of beauty. We are here not to recall something that happened a long time ago, but to remember something that is happening, to remember, to put it back together again, and in that remembering, may we put ourselves back together again, each as part of the body of this community, out of the many, one. Today we celebrate this ritual of solemnity and joy, as Chapek asked his people to bring a flower and celebrate the beauty, so shall we. Here's how we're going to do it. In a moment, Christy's going to start playing, and at that time, the choir will start, and they will come up and line up in the best way possible in this auditorium, and each take a flower that's different from the one they brought. And then they will return to their seats, and they will start a song. When they start a song, we will start with this section, and you all can line up and come forward and take a flower as you please. And then when they have finished, we'll go to this section. So, Christy will then be the final person to take a flower, and we'll know that is when I will offer Chapek's blessing. Let us begin. And just so everybody knows, a flower was taken for Christy. I don't want you to think anyone got left out. I like to watch year after year how people select flowers. It's why I stand back there. And I think of the flower that I really wanted to select this year was this one. As I set up many of the flowers, I noticed these roses still had thorns. And there was something about finding the beauty of the rose and the pain of the thorn that spoke to me of our current time. With so much beauty in the world, we still have to figure out how to deal with those thorns. And I thought of that while I was standing there and thought, you know, if there are any of those red roses with the thorns left, I'm taking those. Amen. And just so you know, I have every flower still that I've taken from flower communion for the last few years on an altar in my office. We're going to bless these flowers. Well, we're going to bless each other. And this is a blessing written by Norbert Chapek. Infinite Spirit of life, we ask thy blessing on these, thy messengers of fellowship and love. May they remind us amid diversities of knowledge and of gifts to be the one in desire and affection and devotion to the holy will. May they also remind us of value and comradeship, of doing and sharing alike. May we cherish friendship as one of the most precious gifts. May we not let awareness of others' talents discourage us or sully our relationship, but may we realize that whatever we can do, great or small, the efforts of all of us are needed to do thy work in this world. Thank you, everybody, for bringing flowers and for taking flowers. This is one of my favorite services, so bless you all.
Well, hello again. What could be? Motherhood has taught me that possibility does not always arrive loudly. It does not burst through the door with answers in its hands. Sometimes it whispers. It shows up in the pause between what was and what could be. It lives in the moment I choose to respond instead of react, to listen for the need beneath the noise, to see the strength beneath the struggle. I have learned that my children are not a problem to solve, but a story still unfolding. And I'm not here to control the narrative, but to hold space for its becoming. Possibility looks like curiosity. It sounds like, tell me more. It feels like softening when everything in me wants to tighten. It is the courage to believe in growth even on the days when nothing seems to be changing. It is trusting that seeds are still taking root beneath the surface even when I cannot see them. Motherhood has stretched me into places I didn't even know existed, into patience, into grace, into a deeper kind of love that asked me to grow alongside with my children. So today, I release the need to have it all figured out. I embrace the unknown as sacred ground. I choose to see the possibility in every misstep, in every new beginning. Because what if this moment, just as it is not lacking, but becoming? And what if I am too? In this space of becoming, I'm reminded that we are not alone. We are held in a web of life that is always shifting, always growing. Each of us, each child, each caregiver carries inherent worth and dignity. There is no single path to becoming whole. There is only the sacred invitation to keep showing up with curiosity, with compassion, and with an open heart. And so I trust not in perfection, but in connection. I trust that love is still guiding us, even when that way feels uncertain. I trust that possibility is not something we must chase, but something we create every time we choose to see one another fully and to listen deeply and to begin again. May we honor the unfolding within us. May we nurture the becoming around us. And may we remember that in this shared journey, we are always already enough.
Our generosity recipient for the month of May is Emergency Infant Services, which James mentioned at the very beginning of service. We have our traditional way of taking up a collection for them, that if you put cash or a check in the basket and on the memo line, write generosity, your money will go towards the generosity recipient. I would also say this is an appropriate time, if you like, to pay your pledge. And there is also, with Emergency Infant Services, the opportunity to bring in a list of different things, diapers, wipes, and everything else for a few weeks. So I encourage you to be generous and to help these new mothers as we move forward in the world.
There were wind chimes in the window, bells inside the clock, an organ in the corner, tunes in the music box. We
And let's do our reading for the response to the offering.
We build on foundations we did not lay. We warm ourselves at fires we did not light. We sit in the shade of trees we did not plant. We drink from wells we did not dig. We profit from persons we did not know. We are ever bound in community.
Our final hymn for today's service will be hymn number 409, Sleep My Child. So rise in body or spirit as you feel called.
Sleep, my child, and peace attend you all through the night. I who love you shall be near you all through the night. Soft the drowsy hours are creeping, veil and veil in slumber sleeping. I, my loving vigil keeping all through the night. Mother, I can feel you near me all through the night. Father, I know you can hear me all through the night. And when I am your age nearly, still I will remember clearly how you sang and held me dearly all through the night. While the moon her watch is keeping all through the night. While one half thy world is sleeping all through the night. Even while the sun comes stealing, visions of the day revealing, breathe a pure and holy feeling all through the night.
Extinguish your chalice together.
We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Services like these don't come together simply. I had a lot of help through this one. In a moment, you're going to exit and go out and have a snack, which was set up by the CYRE department by Rachel and Nia. Make sure you know that they're the ones who did that. Christy especially took a lot of recommendations and ideas for this music, and I thank the choir for the beautiful songs. I thank the beautification department. Aesthetics.
Beautification works.
Because I never remember the word aesthetics. I just know that if it was me, it would be too utilitarian. For putting together how we are going to organize the flowers and everything else. I want to thank everybody who helped and everybody who came to this special service. You'll see there are extra flowers. Feel free to take them if you need them, if you want them, if you think they are beautiful. And in benediction, I will say this simply. Mother's Day is a very difficult day for many people, a glorious day for other people, and trauma for others. Whatever you need to do today to care for yourself in the person who served the role of mother in your life, I invite you to do with grace and peace and love. Thank you.
We have spent time together, and those holy moments give us strength to go down the winding road until we meet again. And my hope for you is a peace that's true until we meet
Just gonna get one for my mom.
But we'd like to sing it. Yes. there'd been a yellow one. Did you know? Well, there was. See the picture? I don't think it was a yellow rose. It's my sister. Listen to my sister.
So I remember thinking some people might want to know. See, she's. Sorry,
I didn't see it.
sorry, you didn't see it.
That's all right. I'll survive. Gave me was a yellow rose. Since I had her to make sure that there were yellow roses. In the urnery. That's where I was going with it.
Made sure that it.
You will, Anita. He's a good boy.
But my ex took me out.
I got a yellow flower.
Oops, 2 bags, Shelley. You brought 2 bags today. 2 bags. No, not yesterday. Did not leave your other bag. 2 bags. It was a 2-bag day.
I'm gonna make sure they're gone.
Or I'm channeling Elspeth.
You're channeling else. Oh, 2 bags. I get it.
I need more bags, but I used to look that way at work, right? I don't know what the school psychologist you were used to, but I would go schlepping into a building with, bags hanging from me because I didn't, test kits were hard to do, so I would have my tests in bags and my computer in a bag usually, and so I really do identify with her.